Pete Gluszek for Bass University, and one thing that we hear talked about a lot is fishing the conditions or fishing the moment, and it's something that that can be kind of confusing. So I'm going to tell you some of the adjustments that I make that helps me to fish the conditions and constantly be changing as the weather and the water conditions change. One of the most challenging conditions is muddy water. When you get a fresh rainfall on any of our reservoirs or rivers around the country, oftentimes you're gonna see a significant change in the water clarity. And this can be a very, very difficult condition to overcome. Now, one of the things you gotta recognize here is whether it's cold muddy water or warming muddy water. And the warming muddy water is best. Cold muddy water conditions are a very, very difficult condition to overcome. And here's how I've done it in the past. First thing that I'm going to do when you get a fresh rain and heavily muddy water situation is I'm going to try to identify the clearest water that's available on that particular body of water. This is going to be very, very important because if it's cold, muddy water, that clear water is going to be warm. It's going to be the warmest water available. It's also going to have the most clarity, which is going to really enable you to catch a lot of fish. It will concentrate bait and it will concentrate bass in those little bitty clear pockets. So that's something that will definitely help you get through a cold, muddy water situation. Now, when the water becomes freshly muddied, it is often the most challenging time to catch fish. When it starts clearing, things really start getting a lot better. And you need to learn to recognize this. For instance, if the rain came in yesterday and the water's heavily muddied and there was 0 inches of visibility, but today when you go to the lake, you've got 2 to 4 inches of visibility. So you've got a clearing water situation. If that water is clearing and stable or warming water, man, you've got a great opportunity to catch fish. It's not something that you should be afraid of. Now you're gonna have to adjust your baits. When the water was clear, you're using probably smaller profile baits, more green pumpkins, more natural or translucent type colors in a clear water situation. But when you're in the muddier water situation, man, you gotta get loud. You've gotta get something that has a big presence in the water, like a spinnerbait or a chatterbait, crankbait, a jig with rattles, baits with rattles, something that's gonna help those fish find those lures in that stained situation. If that water's slightly clearing, starting to clear, the fish can be very, very aggressive and they want those big, powerful baits. And the smaller baits, the smaller profile stuff, the soft plastics, the little bitty stuff, often gets lost. The fish can't find it, they can't track it very well, so you're not gonna be able to get a little bite, very many bites that way. So, those are a few of the adjustments. Cold, muddy water, it's the hardest condition in the world. Find your clear water pockets, find the warmest water you can. That's gonna be how you're gonna become successful in that condition. And then look for clearing water scenarios. Anytime that water gets muddy, even just a little bit more visibility than another part of the lake is gonna really help you dial in on a population of fish. So try those tips. Next time it rains on your lake or river system, don't be afraid of the mud. It's a great place to catch some big largemouth.